very important to break everything down so we can process our lives. Your sleep intake, your sleep is directly connected to your mental health, your mindset. Your mindset is a very important aspect of your biochemical individuality. No matter how many things you buy, you can't buy peace. You can't buy love. You can't buy forgiveness. I am Vedantika Puri. I am a life coach. I live in Mumbai and I have been, helping people with happiness because that's the name of my company. Happiness Vedantika. That means I use happiness as therapy. I welcome everybody who's watching this now or will watch it later to Spark.Live. And I'm so happy to collaborate with you guys to, increase the knowledge and make people understand, because right now people are going through so much. Everybody is in their houses struggling with financial conditions, emotional conditions. So it's very important to break everything down so we can process our lives. So what I'm going to start with is make you understand what I do. I, as a happiness, as a life coach, I decode biochemical individualities. Now, all of us, every human being is 95% same, because 95% is matter, our eyes, nose, our organs, our body. 5% is your biochemical that sets you apart. Now, the biochemical has a few sections to it. Okay, one is your Tridosha, Kapha, Vata, Pitta. You're either a hypermetabolic, you're a hypometabolic, or you're a fiery metabolic as a person. Now, all these metabolisms are created as per how you process your emotions as a human being. So a person like me, I'm Kapha dominant. So for me, people like us are empathetic, we are loving, we're vivacious, fun. But when circumstances go wrong, we tend to hold on to people, we tend to hold on to things, on to food. We're more emotional, so we're much bigger in size because we're into holding on to things. Then there is fiery metabolic. Fiery metabolic people are aggressive people. Kuch bhi bolo, their first reaction is aggression, because that's how they've made their metabolism. These people are fun to be around, but they are more egotistical. And every time you trigger them, these people tend to develop issues like ulcers and body aches and heart issues because they have a fiery metabolism. Third is your hypermetabolism. I'm sure you all must have friends in your life who eat anything and everything they want, but still just don't gain weight. These are the hypermetabolism people. They're also fun, vivacious, but as soon as you put them under stress, they become, have cramps, back aches, body aches, cannot move, function. So these are our metabolisms, which are also built on how we process life. Then comes your water intake. How much water are you drinking? Your sleep intake. Your sleep is directly connected to your mental health. Then comes your nutrition, micro and macro. From what minerals, iron, deficiencies in your body, they also make you reactionary to life, to your protein, fat, fiber, carbohydrates that you're intaking. So combination of all this. Then comes the most important, which is according to me the most important, your mindset. Your mindset is a very important aspect of your biochemical individuality. Your mindset further down is divided into three aspects. One is your thoughts, one is your speech, and one is your actions. Your thoughts are your virtual actions, your speech is your oral actions, and then of course actions is finally doing what your thoughts and your speech make you do as a person. So these also have energy, and they are energy in motion. Now, going ahead, I want to make you understand that because there are so many of us watching this right now, there are so many biochemical individualities. How does a workshop work for biochemical individualities? The truth is that we all as human beings, we are bound by experiences. हम सबको अनुभव life में होता ही है. Now, what is an experience? How does it help our personal life? And what can we learn from it? Okay. Now understand, an experience is a unit of life. हमको जिंदगी में हमेशा एक्सपीरियंस होगा. अगर हम उसको प्रोसेस कर सकते हैं और उसमें खुश हैं, we consider it a good experience. If we get stuck and it brings about stress and anxiety of inadequacy, or we don't know where to go, that is creating a bad experience. But the truth about experience is it's just an experience. We as human beings label them as per how we can approach it. Okay, so how does an experience affect our personal life? बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, let's break it down a little more. We get affected by the events in this world. What can be the events? The world itself right now, through the pandemic, we are experiencing a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. We don't know where life is going. We want to make the money. We want our bank accounts full. So the world. Then comes our personal history. Then we get experiences through people around us. Then we get experiences through the future that we are creating in our mind. All this eventually leads for you from your minds, क्योंकि आप जिंदगी को देख रहे हो, राइट? आपको एक एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, आप लाइफ को देख रहे हो, वो आपका माइंड सेट, आपके थॉट्स और आपको जो सुन रहे हो और देख रहे हो, इट्स क्रिएटिंग योर माइंड सेट्स. सो एक्सपीरियंसेस को हमेशा ब्रेक डाउन करके देखना बहुत जरूरी होता है. तो ये दुनिया आपको क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस दे रही है, उससे आपके इंटरप्रिटेशंस क्रिएट होते हैं, आपके अजम्पशंस क्रिएट होते हैं, आपके जजमेंट्स क्रिएट होते हैं, आपकी रीजनिंग एबिलिटी क्रिएट होती है. जब वो क्रिएशन हो जाता है, उसके बाद you as a human being start creating an image to life, a meaning to life, a attitude towards life, an expectation towards life. All these will either give you healthy feelings in life or will give you unhealthy feelings in life. So please understand this experience of a cycle of an experience, how it breaks down into our minds. आपको पहले एक दिखता है कुछ, फिर आप उसको एक तरह से परसीव करते हो, फिर कुछ क्रिएट करते हो, और वो क्रिएशन not necessarily has to be positive, it can also be very negative. So once you do this, I want you to do one thing. Sit down with yourself and write. This is the first exercise I would like to give you, besides the 7 rules of happiness on how you can create happiness for yourself. After every explanation, I would like to give you few examples on how step by step you can rectify your life so you can actually create the happiness that you want. Write down all the feelings that you're feeling, because क्या होता है, our mind divides our experiences into 2. Either we become rational thinkers and very logical, or we become emotional feelers and then we see everything from a space of emotions. These both are units of our life. You need to see to it that you have to create a wise mindset for yourself. A wise mindset हम कैसे create करते हैं? By being more understanding, by being more insightful in life, by understanding this person is triggering me. Why is this person triggering me? Do I feel lack in myself? Do I have too much ego? Do I have frustrations? Do I have inadequacy? When you answer any of these questions as yes, please understand you are out of balance. When you're out of balance, that is the space you should inculcate the habit, the pattern, the understanding of happiness. Now, why have I named my company Happiness? So simple, right? Happiness का definition बहुत लोग नहीं जानते हैं. लोगों को लगता है going to a club, dancing, drinking, getting drunk, falling down, buying things, retail therapy is happiness. That's a very small part of your happiness. Happiness actually means you're in a state of peace and well-being that do not depend upon circumstances. हमारी जिंदगी के circumstances 10% होते हैं. हमारा जो रिएक्शन और रिस्पॉन्स होता है वो 90% होता है. ओके, बट बिकॉज एक्सपीरियंसेस हमारे लाइफ के ऐसे होते हैं जो हम प्रोसेस नहीं कर पाते हैं, हम वो 10% को पकड़ के वो 90% खो देते हैं. सो टुडे व्हाट आई वांट टू टीच यू इज हाउ that 90% that you have in control, how are you going to actually create a better life for yourself? So understand, when I explain to you what is an experience, now experience is like 2 chemicals coming together, object and subject. This world is the object and you as an individual are a subject. तो जब 2 chemicals साथ में आते हैं, it gives a chemical reaction, right? So what is it exposing to you? What is this chemical reaction exposing to you? This chemical reaction is actually exposing to you your own personal ability to process things. अगर आप एक ऐसे इंसान हो जिसने हमेशा एक एक्सपीरियंस को एक विजडम पॉइंट से देखा है या कुछ लर्न करने के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखा है, तो आपके अंदर ग्रोथ होगा, आपके अंदर विजडम होगा. मगर अगर आपने उस नजर से नहीं देखा है और आप फंस गए हो थिंकिंग आई डोंट नो इनफ, यू विल हैव बैगेजेस, यू विल हैव पेन, and all these things will create stress and ailments in your life. Okay, so please understand, the thing about happiness is it is your own personal peace within you that does not get affected by circumstances. आपकी जिंदगी के circumstances हमेशा change होते रहेंगे. You will date, you will break up, you can get married, you can get divorced, you can have a job, love it, but it could fall apart for you. But does that define your life? No. It defines a phase of your life that you need to decode. हम सबके पास पेनफुल एक्सपीरियंसेस आएंगे. हमेशा याद रखना, life happens in chapters. Don't see it as the whole book. Don't see one story as the whole book. You will have stories, you will have, in that story you will have situations, you will have characters, and then you'll have a moral. Whenever we've studied in school, we study, we understand, we like certain characters, we like certain situations, we learn from the good and the bad, and then finally we learn the moral and go ahead. You have to view your life as the same. जो moral है आपकी life का, वो सीखो. वो वक्त, वो phase, वो experience आपको क्या सिखाने आया है, वो सीखना बहुत ही जरूरी है life में. Okay, so I would suggest you guys to write these things down. Write your good experiences, write your bad experiences, and start processing them and understand what did this moment come to teach me. क्योंकि हर इंसान में बहुत सारा potential होता है, और हर experience जो आप नहीं solve कर पा रहे हो, वो आपका एक inner potential ही tap करने को आ रहा है. So you need to be happy, which means controlling the 90% of your mind, 90% of your reaction. Be responsive, ask empowering questions. What is this time really trying to teach me? तब जाके आपको एक आंसर मिलेगा, एक गाइडेंस मिलेगी. वरना it is so easy to get caught in other people's stories and other people's experiences and think that you are not worthy enough and आपके साथ भी बुरा ही होना है. But the truth is, your victory lies on the other side of where you process this experience for yourself. So today rahi baat about biochemical individualities. Where do we get our experiences from? What are these experiences trying to teach us, and how it affects our personal world? Every human being has a perception, एक दृष्टिकोण होती है. हर इंसान उस perception से और उस lens से अपनी जिंदगी देखता है. और ऐसी कोई absolute चीज नहीं है. आप कोई भी time पे अपने life में, you can change the way you view life, because what you view is what you believe, and your beliefs create your life. You want to believe that goodness doesn't exist, you will experience that in life. You believe goodness experiences, you will experience that in life. You believe there is a God, you will meet him. He will make you meet him. If you don't believe in a God, that is going to put more stress, more strain on yourself, because you will feel, I'm such a small entity. How can I figure my life out? Everything depends upon me. And these are just illusions that you're creating in life. So this was my basic understanding to you guys on how you can create your happiness, understand experiences come to teach us something. We all have a biochemical individuality. There is a test online. It's called the Tridosha Test. अगर आपको जानना है कि आप काफा वाता पीता हो, I'm sure you can find it on Google. It has a few questions basically about how you would respond or react to life. Mark them. Once you mark them, you will understand. Then on the basis of that, go and see कि एक वाता को खाना क्या चाहिए, एक पित्त को खाना क्या चाहिए, और एक काफा को खाना क्या चाहिए. Sometimes we as human beings are also a combination of two tridoshas. One will be predominant and one will be a little आगे पीछे उसके. So this is the way you can save yourself, by understanding your own personal self. Now I'm going to give you guys 7 steps on how to start processing and start learning, and where you need to focus to create and cultivate happiness in your life. Okay, if you guys want, you all can even take notes. You all can write it down if you want. Now the most important thing about creating happiness is understanding that first you need to be very honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, you will create a very weak foundation for yourself based on certain delusions and arrogance and ego and I'm not worthy enough kind of space. But when you actually build a foundation of yourself which is very honest, what happens is honesty leads to clarity. That clarity will make you an observer of your mind. When you observe your mind, you will realize your own personal bullshit. हम लोग को खुद का बहुत होता है कि इसने मुझे ऐसे ट्रीट किया तो मुझे ऐसा फील हो रहा है. आपको बाहर से कोई ऐसी ट्रीट ही नहीं कर सकता जो अगर आपके अंदर नहीं है, आप फील ही नहीं कर पाओगे. So all these unhealthy feelings that lie within us are something we have kept and we have practiced as people. So be honest with yourself. It will make you an observer of your mind. That will lead you to clarity. That will lead you to awareness. And that is how you should live your life. Because in awareness and clarity, you start seeing life from a better point of view rather than just, I'm not good enough or I'm not doing well enough. Okay. That is your first thing in life to create happiness. Be honest with yourself so you can build on your foundation. Second, what you need to do is your inner dialogue. Now, what is inner dialogue? Our thoughts that we have as people is our inner dialogue. हम जिंदगी में किसी से इतना बात नहीं करते हैं जितना हम खुद से बात करते हैं. Our thoughts are a conversation with ourselves, be it judging somebody, be it reasoning with somebody, be empathetic towards somebody. We are constantly chattering in our heads, and how we are connecting to it builds us from within. But unfortunately, what happens is जब हमको हमारे पास कोई loved one आता है, हम हमेशा उनको प्यार देते हैं, हमेशा उनको बोलते हैं कि if they say things are not right, I don't know where life is heading, you will give them hope, you will give them love, you will give them faith, you will give them trust. You won't tell them कि हाँ तू जो सोच रहा है सही है, लाइफ में कुछ होना ही नहीं है, बकवास है, क्या जगह. You don't speak like that, right? So this is one thing. Two things that you need to worry about is your inner dialogue with yourself and how honest you can be as a person. Third thing you need to see is cultivate rich attributes in life. When you cultivate rich attributes in life like forgiveness, self-love, compassion, you'll be able to move ahead in a better way in life. Otherwise, आपकी अगर अंदर pain है, hate है, you're only exchanging that with people. So try to cultivate these attributes. They will help you see life in a better way. And that is how you're supposed to live life. भगवान ने दो तरह की richness create की है. एक है material richness और एक है richness जिसमें हम we can really, cultivate all these attributes. These things you cannot buy in stores. It has to be cultivated. No matter how many things you buy, you can't buy peace. You can't buy love. You can't buy forgiveness. So please remember this. Cultivate rich attributes. It's very important. These are our first 3 points. Fourth is understanding the role of ego. What is ego? Somebody very sensible once had told me, ego means edge God over. हमारे माइंड में एक बुद्धि है, एक ईगो माइंड है, एक मनस है और एक चित्त है. Ego mind is always I me myself, or it disconnects you from connecting to human beings and making you feel inferior or superior. So every time you have a situation where someone triggers you, stop right there. Ask yourself the question, how am I reacting to this? Why am I reacting to this? Why can't I respond to this? What is it within me that makes me feel that I need to tell this person something? Why? So understand the role of ego. I, me, myself is very, very small. Learn it, understand it, so you can really create an amazing life once your ego somewhere is in control, or at least it doesn't take control over you. Your journey is your own personal journey. Write a personal vision statement for yourself. Your personal vision statement is going to take you ahead in life. Okay, how you want to be, how you want to connect. Because what happens is when you compare your journey to people, that is when we start going in a downward spiral. So do not think that उसकी जिंदगी में ऐसा हो रहा है तो मेरे साथ नहीं हो सकता है. आपके साथ सब हो सकता है. आप सब create कर सकते हो. So create a personal vision statement for yourself. One thing I want you all to remember is a physical activity is very important for the body, because every time you do a physical activity, it releases new hormones. Those hormones give you new ways of thinking, and you need to understand new ways of thinking create new neurological pathways. So it gives you a certain state of being, a certain state of mind. Workouts, playing sports, whatever makes sense to you. Seventh, last but not the least, spiritual practices. Meditation is mental medication. I always tell that to people. Please try to do some kind of meditation, mental health practices, breathing practices. A spiritual practice is not necessarily to do with God, but a spiritual practice is more to deepen your insights to life. So definitely deepen your insights to life. So this is what I wanted to explain and help you guys with. I hope you guys create a growth mindset. Thinking is free. Do not pay a price. And I am happy to be here serving and helping Spark.Live. There are 7 points on how to cultivate happiness. And I wish all of you all the very best. And thank you for having me.